Hi traders, thanks for stopping by thetradinganalyst.com. This is Taylor and we're going to go over a bunch of ETFs. I've got about 7 or 8 that we're going to go over. If you're not already a member, go ahead and sign up on the premium membership tab. We've got daily market analysis, daily watch list, daily member video, and educational videos, and much, much more. It's a great opportunity, and I suggest that you take advantage of it. All right, so let's run through these charts here. First, I'm going to go through biotech. A couple of things here. We had this, we were in a downtrend here. We had a nice consolidation upwards. We broke out of this pattern here, this triangle here, and saw a massive downward slide right there. Right now, it's looking like we could get a little bit of a pop here. We are at a bit of support. I'll show you on the weekly chart. But as far as where it's headed after that, longer term, I think it'll get rejected right around this 285, 290, maybe even pop up to 300. But these are the lows from the September, August, September, and October lows right here. We broke those lows. So a pop back up to that level would be a shorting opportunity in my opinion. And I'll take a look at the weekly chart here and I'll give you a little bit of a better idea of what's going on here. Okay, so here you can clearly see the trend line break right here. Many touches, 3 touches right there, 2 touches right there, touch, almost a touch, and then we broke it right here. Okay, and then it came back up and it was retesting the broken trend line. Okay, and now it's working on a downtrend line. Okay, so that pop back up to 290 to 300 is right in here, and then we've got that first resistance at 280, next resistance is at 300, and right around there is this downtrend line that it's working on, which I believe will be a short opportunity if it gets up there. Okay, as you can see here, we bounced off of the 250 support, made a low right there, some lows right here, and as you can see, the volume by price bar is a significant one right there. So longer term, I do think this will break, and once it does break, as you can see, we've got these two volume by price bars are the biggest volume by price bars. So a break below that would be a break below the 2 most significant supports. Okay, so bulls, you want it to hold 250. Bears, you want it to break 250 longer term. But more importantly, I do think we'll be in for a counter trend rally potentially here. I'd really prefer to play this to the short side once it pops up here, but you can play it kind of however you wish to see fit. Okay, looking at the RSI, gave you plenty of signals. We made a high over here. It was bearish, showing a bearish divergence. We had a lower high here, a lower high here, and it is confirming the move downward. Another reason why I think we could see a bounce here is we're down at the 30 RSI on the weekly time frame. Okay, but again, you know, that does not mean that it can't stay below this 30 RSI. As you can see here, it stays above the 70 RSI for 6-7 weeks. Over here, 8 weeks. You know, so it can stay in the quote-unquote oversold or overbought range for quite some time. Okay, so that's it for IBB. I'm going to jump to transportation right here. All right, so we've got a similar looking chart here, except a little more of a consolidation higher for the transportation average. and we are headed to the August and December lows over here. I think that'll be a decent shorting opportunity against that resistance right there. Okay, we've got clearly a bear flag. Here's the pole, here is the flag. Of course, the signal is to wait for a break outside of that flag to confirm that it is indeed a bear flag, but this is just a very textbook bear flag right here, and I think it's going to break to the downside eventually. So I'm going to look at the weekly chart here. Oh, is there something else I wanted to cover on that? No. Okay. All right. So again, a little better look. When we look at the weekly time frame, you can see a much clearer picture when you look at the weekly and monthly time frames. I highly recommend doing so. You can kind of get caught up in the noise when you're looking at the daily time frame, especially if you're only looking at it for under 11 months. Okay, right here we can clearly see a long-term trend line break. This is going back 5 years, so this is a 5-year uptrend here that's breaking, and now we're working on a downtrend. Okay, we've got this resistance up here at about 136. It's also where the middle Bollinger Band is currently on the Bollingers. Okay, and that was the support that was broken. As you can see, we bounced off it here, 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 and it was some of the highs over here as well. So this 136-ish area is going to be a level of contention for the transportation average. Okay, looking at the RSI 14 period momentum indicator, gave you plenty of signals ahead of time. We made highs here, lower high here, lower high here, big negative divergence here as it was making higher highs on the price chart. Okay, but again, price is what pays, so you want to really be waiting for the signal for a support break or a trend line break or something like that before you really go ahead with the taking the signal on the RSI divergences. Okay, that's it for the transportation index. I'm going to jump into the regional banks here. Okay, so this is the daily chart. Again, similar looking chart. We broke the August lows pretty significantly, and now we are, as you can see here, we could get a little bit of a pop here. We've got a positive divergence on the regional banks here. As you can see here, RSI nailed, in the 20s right here as we made this low right here on the chart. And then over here, we're making a lower low on the chart, but we made a higher low on the momentum indicator right there. So we could get a pop here on the regional banks. Again, overall, the trend is down, but short term, I think you can get a pop. But again, we're going to be knocking up against this resistance up here near 38. That's also the upper Bollinger Band is right there about 38, as well as this downtrend line. So I think it'll have a tough time getting above that mark. Okay, looking at the weekly time frame. Okay, so it broke out of this support right here. Okay, this is a big support. Look at how many times it bounced off of this 36 support. Okay, and we are bouncing off of this support right here, this 34. We had a nice doji off of that support, and as you can see, big move from 46 down to almost 32 right there. So I do think that we're a bit oversold right here, regional banks. So we could break back above this resistance right here, this 36. But again, as was mentioned on the daily time frame, we've got that resistance at 38 and even bigger resistance at 40. Okay, Looking at the volume here, we've got a lot of volume on the regional banks right here, and this is indicative of what could potentially be a bottom right here. I'm really not rushing to short the regional banks down here. We've got a lot of volume, and we had a nice bottoming candle right here, so it could get a bounce. We did break this 36 support, but there are signs that a bounce could happen here. Okay, a lot of volume here, most volume that we've seen in 5 years. Okay, so we could get a bounce here. I'm not in a rush to short it down here, but again, chart looks bearish. I'm kind of in a neutral stance at this juncture right here, and if it gets up to 38.40, I think it'll get rejected, but we'll see. This volume is definitely something that you want to take note. It's one of the most important indicators out there of potential moves. Okay. All right, so that's it for the regional banks. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into the semiconductors. Okay, so this is the daily chart. We've got resistance at 50, and we've got support right around 45. Right around 45. Another even better positive divergence on the semiconductors right here. We made a low right here on the chart, and then we made and so right here we made a low on here on the RSI, and then we made a lower low on the price chart, and RSI made a higher low, a much higher low. Okay, so we could definitely get a pop here, at the very least, to fill this gap at about 48. We could pop up to this 50 level. Again, not sure I like it for a long beyond that 50 area. Chart is not looking great, and we've got the upper Bollinger Band up here just above that level as well. So we'll see what happens, but again, cautious with the semiconductors above 50. Okay, looking at the weekly time frame, get a better look here. All right, so clearly we see a trend line break here, 5-year trend line. All right, came back up here and got rejected, broke the trend line, bounced from support, came back up here and retested that trend line and got rejected. We've got a downtrend line here. Okay, and as you can see here, we had a false breakout right there, and that was indicative that it was heading lower. Okay, came up here, made a lower high, and we are working on lower lows. Again, looking at the RSI 14 period momentum indicator, it gave you some hints that the semiconductors were heading lower with this negative divergence. Okay, the reason I'm pointing these out is so that in the future you're aware of this, and that you can look for signals. These are not buy or sell signals. These are more of a, if you're bullish, to sort of be cautious and take some profits on some longs up here as it's making a negative divergence right here. And it's not necessarily a short signal, it's just a looking for potential signs of weakness. Okay, that's it for the semiconductors. I'm going to move on to the energy sector right here. All right, so we've got downtrend here. We are making lower lows, and it looks like we are potentially heading higher here. We've got RSI supporting that move, but again, above 59, I would definitely be cautious. That's definitely some heavy resistance because of the lows right here. It was support, 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 and then as you can see right here, You can tell that this level was an important level, okay? Because as soon as it broke this support, it had a big move down from 59 all the way down to 50. And that was within 2 weeks that move was made, okay? A big move was made right there. So you got to be, get good at drawing these support lines right here. This is a really great opportunity for that short when it broke right there, because that was a really good support, and then it broke, and that is a short signal. And we also had a squeeze of the Bollinger Bands right here, as you can see, and the RSI was under the 50 level. So anyways, you had a lot of signals that were giving you some hints. Okay, I'm gonna look at the the monthly chart is really good on XLE here. Okay, so XLE, we broke a uptrend line that had been valid since 2002. All right, it's almost 15 years that this has been valid. Okay, look at how nice this uptrend line is. All right, really nice, really nice. 7-8 touches on the monthly chart. That's a really nice trend line. Okay, we broke that trend line, and now we're working on this downtrend line right here. And as you can see, we had this downtrend line right here that signaled a big breakout before on the energy sector right there. Big move from 70 to 100. That's almost a 50% move right there. Huge move. And as you can see right here, we bounced off of it right there, and then we got rejected again. Once it broke below that, it got rejected at this level right there. So definitely important to keep these lines drawn, because you never know when they're going to be important again. So keep these lines drawn. Again, I think that XLE is going to get rejected if it bounces back up to that anywhere near that 65 mark, because that's where that downtrend line is going to meet. So XLE definitely in some trouble. RSI showing, confirming that move. MACD confirming that move, making its lowest low. And we have RSI making its lowest low as well. I'm not sure if that's similar level right there, but anyways, it can go lower. Okay, so that's it for the energy sector. I'm going to jump right into industrials. Okay, so this held the August and October lows, similar as the SPY, and I believe that it could be heading up to this 51, 52 mark right here. But again, we've got a downtrend line right here, and we've got this support, what once was support, and now will be resistance up here. I believe that'll be a good shorting opportunity once it gets up there, if it makes its way up there. I'm going to look at the weekly time frame so we can get a better look. All right, so not as clean of a chart as we've been covering, but definitely some things to take note of. We've got this trend line break right here. We're working on a downtrend line right here. And we've got this major support at about 47, okay? We bounced off of it here, 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 okay? So that is a key level. RSI giving you some hints. We've been trending down on the RSI, making lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower highs, and we should end up making a lower low, another low eventually. Same thing with the MACD. Okay, so again, they're not buy and sell signals, just things that make you say, and should warrant some caution at the very least. All right, so that's it for XLI. I'm going to jump right into to the next chart, which is the consumer staples. All right, so this is a much better sector right here. This is probably one of the most bullish sectors, other than the utilities, which are looking really good as well, or looking okay. So we've got this uptrend line right here. This is going to be the make or break for me. Until it breaks, it's a good level to trade long against. Okay, as you can see, we've gotten several bounces against that. We're headed back up to that 51 resistance. I do think it'll potentially get rejected up at that 51. It could break over it as well. Okay, so just kind of be cautious, or be aware rather, of the levels of support and resistance. 51, that's the resistance. We've got the support from the uptrend line right around 41 currently. RSI not showing any signs of a negative divergence really, so that's good, that's bullish. MACD is showing a sign of negative divergence. We've got a high here, a lower high here, a low here, a lower low here, and we're making a lower high right here. Okay, it could bounce back up and negate this negative divergence right here, but until that happens, we do have a negative divergence on the MACD. Again, price is the only thing that pays, so I'm not saying short it up here. I'm just saying be aware of the negative divergence, because as soon as the price gives you that signal and breaks below that uptrend line, we're going to have the indicators that we're giving that signal ahead of time. All right, we're going to look at the weekly chart here. Really nice uptrend line right here. Really nice, okay? And as you can see, we're kind of just stalling in this range up here. We haven't gone much of anywhere for over a year, okay? So we're trading in a really, really tight range here. And I do think that this trend line break will see a swift move down if it does break, okay? Gotta wait for the signal, wait until it breaks. This is the weekly chart, so the price has to close below it at the end of the week, okay? As you can see, it broke below it right here, but it ended up closing above that trend line, okay? So the close is what matters. We've got to see a whole week close below that trend line in order for that short signal to come. Right here, we are seeing a bit of a negative divergence on the RSI. Same thing with the MACD. So it is giving us some early warning signs that that trend line could break. But again, price is what matters. This price could head higher, and then RSI breaking back above this trend line. Same with MACD, and make higher highs right there. Okay, so we got to wait for price to give us that signal, but the RSI and MACD are definitely showing some signs of caution. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you were able to glean some good information from this video. Again, if you're not already a member, go ahead and sign up at the premium membership tab. We'd love to have you. We've got a lot of great material for you for all of our premium members. Have a great day. We'll see you over there.